Let me bring in attorney Bob Bianchi. Bob, have you ever seen anything like this? This producer was following, he got caught because of a traffic violation, but based on reports, following the bus of jurors. To what end? It's outrageous.
There's a lot of outrageous things that have occurred in this case, both from the standpoint of the prosecution, and I'm a former homicide prosecutor, so I'm always kind of bent to that direction, as well as interference with these jurors. These jurors should have been sequestered in a case like this. Can you imagine? And I'm talking about the fairness of a trial. I'm not a political commentator. I'm a legal commentator. But they've got to go to and from the courthouse with blacked out windows. If that doesn't send a message to them, they are already saying in voir dire that they're afraid and they're scared. And the fact of the matter is, when they're in that courtroom and they're deliberating, we as lawyers on both sides want jurors who are going to be looking at the facts and the law only, not the consequences of their decision in the court of public opinion. So these jurors have already been doxxed, as they say. They're now being potentially followed. We'll see what that investigation is with a reporter from MSNBC. We've got prosecutors commenting on the defendant's right to remain silent on a witness stand, which to me, that mistrial motion is still outstanding, is the most egregious constitutional violation I've ever seen in my career. And when I ran a prosecutor's office, anyone that did something like that would have been told at the end of the case, here are a bunch of empty boxes, go pack your office, you're done, you're over with. So to me, what concerns me overall with all of these things, the juror intimidation, reporters potentially following jurors, people chanting and screaming and yelling outside the courtroom, prosecutors violating the rules on the most basic things of our constitutional protections. I have to say to those who are in support of the families, which I understand, or those who are against Kyle Rittenhouse, which I understand, would you want this kind of trial for your mother, your father, your sister, or your son? Would you think that that's a fair thing to do? I have a prediction in this case. This judge is waiting for that motion for a mistrial on that egregious constitutional violation, in addition to the prosecutor introducing evidence the judge said could not be admitted. Another can't believe situation. And if there's a not guilty verdict, then the judge doesn't have to make the call. But if there is a guilty verdict, the judge is going to have to make a very difficult decision as to whether he's going to throw this case out. And lastly, my last point is, even if there is a conviction, the prosecutors and all of this fanfare and craziness that's going on almost certainly sets it up for a reversal down the road in the appellate courts. And that doesn't do the families of the dead, the deceased, any good. It doesn't do the defense any good. It doesn't do the judge, the jurors, or the justice system any good. It's really been outrageous.
Bob, is it possible that the judge, this is all speculation, obviously, if the jury comes back with a guilty verdict on one or more counts, that he vacates that guilty verdict?
Yeah, this is the point. The judge has not ruled on this motion. Right. So I kind of say to myself, well, Judge, what are you waiting for? Because the jury may be coming back with a verdict. But you got to remember, the verdict is not finalized technically in most states, and I assume Wisconsin as well, until the judge signs a thing called the judgment of conviction. If there is that guilty verdict, I think it is at that point in time the judge is going to handle these motions and could potentially vacate that verdict.
But what this does, this menacing, if you will, of these jurors, allegedly by a freelance producer, NBC says, but again, a member of the media, that you're following the van. What message does this send to anybody who might serve on a trial? You want the best people on your jury if you ever get into trouble. That's it. That's the issue. It's like you said, you would want your family member, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, a spouse to have a fair trial. But this sends shockwaves because, again, these actions by MSNBC, it seems to suggest, do you want these jurors to be killed by your viewers when this is done?
Yeah, well, listen, like the judge said, you can't underestimate the badness of this particular situation. The media should not and knows better than to be pursuing jurors, trying to discuss a case with jurors. I mean, it's as bad as releasing the identity of a child rape victim, okay? You just don't do it. And that's why down the road, when you saw the judge rebuking the prosecutor a couple of times and people went after the judge, oh, he's unfair, whatever, which he wasn't, I don't know. It's the same thing here. If it turns out that this is what the investigation reveals and the investigation is ongoing, I'd imagine the judge may haul that person in and take some sort of sanction against them so that it doesn't get repeated by other news outlets down the road in other cases.
It is sacred when you're covering a trial, and if you encounter any member of the jury. I've done it. I've covered multiple trials. Like in Lower Manhattan, you'd be very often in line going through the metal detectors with jurors, and you stare at your feet. That's how sacred it is, and what a responsibility it is for any member of the media to be covering these trials. But again, it's just a head shaker. Bob, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Bob Bianchi, please come back. Maybe we get a verdict tomorrow. It's Friday.